Hi again. My name is Rebel and I'm the Rebel Reseller. And today I'm going to be doing the first half of my What Solds, which will be for last week, Monday through Thursday, July 8th through the 11th. And sales were mediocre, but mostly because I wasn't running a sale on eBay. And for those of you who have been with me for a while, almost all of my sales happen on eBay. I am planning on hopefully making a big difference in that in the next coming months with the other platforms because of the little project I've been working on. But look, y'all, I cut all my hair off. Cut it off. I was tired of the long. I can still put it in a ponytail and put it up when it's hot outside, but I needed something different. Something different. But the project being List Perfectly, y'all, I'm in love. I wish somebody had convinced me that it was going to be worth the effort to do this a long time ago. But I've got everything into List Perfectly already that was on eBay, which everything starts on eBay for me. We have taken down almost all of the listings off of Poshmark, and we're going to start new there. And Mercari, I took everything down because there were so many different things that I needed to work on. I had never used SurePost, and I decided I'm going to start using SurePost. Robert didn't like how I said something, and I struggled with it, but this is what I meant. So that the shipping charges are as competitive as possible.
At that time, you got it right.
Especially for clothes, because that's the other thing. I'm putting all of my clothes on there also. When we get finished getting everything off of Poshmark, because Poshmark's a pain. Robert's been working on it for me for several days because you have to take them down one at a time. So he's got it down to a system and he's doing it very quickly, but I think there's about 500 left that needs to be removed. And then I'm going to just start putting everything that's appropriate into Poshmark, those things under 5 pounds, because I don't want to pay the extra shipping. Everything into Mercari that needs to be there, which I think will be most things, and then focus a little more on Etsy. And I'm hoping by fourth quarter that I'm going to start seeing sales on all of the platforms. You know, I kind of held off on Mercari and SurePost because it's going to be a drive for us, but hopefully we'll start getting regular sales. And especially when school gets back, you know, Robert goes out that way several days a week anyway, for homeschool and other projects. So I'm hoping it's going to be worthwhile that I've done all this work, and I'm loving the Express Lister on List Perfectly, using the AI to build my listings for me, especially the clothes. It's doing a much better job than I ever would with titles. You know, it's not perfect, which would be scary if it was perfect, but for the most part, I'm using a lot of the titles. I'm learning that, you know, it's very important to have good pictures, very important. But I'm going to do a video on everything that I did to get to where I am right now, and, you know, share my experience with List Perfectly so far. But I love it, and it's doing the auto delist for me. You know, I'm watching it carefully just to make sure before, you know, I let my guard down, that I'm seeing everything getting delisted as things sell. And we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. All right, but back to my solds for last week. There were none on Mercari and Poshmark, basically because I'm taking everything down, and there were just a few on there anyway. But I did have some sales on Etsy. Shocking. So let me get to that with you guys right now. First thing that sold on Etsy was this Tonka Pound Purries large cat plush, sold for $19.95. And then this Subway Garfield Kids Meal Bucket sold for $16.95. Pretty sure I picked that up at the High Bid Estate sale that we won 3 years ago. And I've been starting to cross-list more of my lower dollar vintage things to Etsy, and I'm starting to see some of those things sell. If you're new to my channel, I don't do free shipping on any of the platforms, but if I say something sold for $12.22, then the buyer also paid additional for shipping. Let me tell you a story about this one though. First, sold this Metal Militia graphic t-shirt. It's been listed since January, so I took a lower offer just to make it gone. $12.22. And then this person turned right around and filed a chargeback. You know, I got the message from eBay that says, don't worry about this. We're just letting you know. And you're covered under, you know, seller protections. But I didn't put them on the block list because that's just not right. It's just not right. If you know yours, and they're not new to eBay, if you know you're shopping on eBay and you see an odd charge, you know, go check where you've been purchasing stuff from before you file a chargeback. It's annoying. It happens though. It happens, but we're protected. All right, Heller purple plate. I pick up most like these plastic things, especially if they look like they're just really good quality. You know, the melamine and the other types of plastic stuff. And because this thing sold actually at full asking price, because there were several days in this time period that I wasn't running a sale on eBay because I was transferring everything to List Perfectly, and I didn't want to mess with the prices. I wanted my full price on eBay to cross over. I had fewer sales, but I had quite a bit that sold at full asking price. But as soon as I was done getting everything into List Perfectly, I did go ahead and start my sales. I always run a 10% sale. I run it Monday through Thursday, and then I do another one Friday through Sunday. I just think it's, like I said, I sold fewer items, and I sell more when I'm running sales. So another item that sold during my non-sale, this is Zapf Creation little dresser. It was 2.5 inches tall. If I had found other baby born stuff, I was going to put it with it, but I never did. And it sold for $9.95. All right, Department 56. I bought a box of Department 56 recently. There were some condition issues. I didn't have the boxes, but they're slowly but surely selling. I won't make a lot of money on them, but I will get my money back. This was one of the ones that had issues. It was this lobster, boat dock and trapper kind of boat. And I took a best offer of $7 for the two. Tommy Bahama men's shorts sold for $19.68. Thai Beanie Babies lot. Yeah. There was a time when I went to, I want to say the bins in Indianapolis, that I had to save them. I bought quite a few of the Beanie Babies, but this was years ago. And I'm finally, I think I've got like a small box down here of them, and eventually I will list them. I'm not just going to discard them, especially when they have their little ear tags, but I have found it's better to try to list them in lots. And like you see here, I sold 4 of them for $8.95, and it took a long, long time. This is a viewer sale, so thanks so much, Tina Lynn. She's been a purchaser before, and she bought these 2 Thai Halloween and owl plush, total of $23.90. So thanks again, Tina Lynn. And I'm just going to take a moment real quick to do a quick commercial. You know, I so appreciate you guys supporting my channel, supporting my store. There's lots of things you can do if you want. Some of it's free. Some of it is just going and shopping in the normal places you do. Click the links down in my description, and I get a small percentage of any sale that you make in the next 24 hours. But always, 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 thumbs up and leave a comment. That helps me in the YouTube algorithm, and hopefully they'll push my videos out a little bit more when that happens. All right, Build-A-Bear Rapunzel Tangled dress. I think this was on a plush and I took it off. Sold the plush separately, and it sold for $12.71. went to an estate sale. I think it was like on the last day where it was fill a bag. So there was a bunch of fridge magnets in bags at the checkout area, and I just threw them all in and made lots. These have been listed since last year, so I got a $12.75 offer, and I made it gone. All right, now this is something that I picked up at the high bid estate sale many years ago. It finally sold for $16.95. It's my full asking price, and it also went to a freight forwarding company. It's one of the large ones that a lot of us see. Don't be afraid when you see something from freight forwarders. A lot of times these larger ones send you a message asking you if you'll write the number on the package. Ringling Brothers Siberian Tiger Plush. This was from Barnum and Bailey. Again, another really old listing, and it sold for $8. I'm loving seeing all the old stuff moving. All right, Jellycat Bashful Lion. This was a 12-inch size, and it sold $12.95. Another one of those Heller plastic cereal bowls. This one sold for $11.96. Earth Spirit Alexa sandals. These sold for $12. Don't you love it when you have something listed for $12.95 and you get a $12 offer? Love when that happens. And I think I had listed this one and another pair at the same time, and they're going to be in later. Both of them sold very quickly. So, you know, if you're the type like us that, you know, likes to pick up shoes for $1 or so and sell them for $10 to $15, this is one of those brands to keep your eye out for. Earth Spirit. Kelly Toy White Bear Plush dressed as a unicorn. Sold for $8.96. I sold a couple of these, y'all. I paid $5 for a bag full of vintage children's patterns. There were quite a few from the children's corner. I think these were like really older vintage ones, and then they re-released them again with different packaging. But I've been getting really good prices. They are taking a while, but it's funny because I sold one and now here I've sold two more. It's like when you sell something that you've had listed for a while and you have more of them, all of a sudden you start seeing more sales. So this was an Ashley pattern. I had some that were cut and most of them were uncut. Make sure you put that in your title, and I think it's one of the item specifics that you need to fill in about patterns when you list them. But this one sold for $30. Ty Baby Cuddle Cub Bear Plush. Again, I love picking up these types of ties. A lot of times I refer to them as like the pillow pals. Not quite sure why I didn't use that word. But this one sold for $29.95. Walmart Leopard Plush. Again, full price, $10.95. Harcourt Brace Koala Bear Hand Puppet. I know Harcourt Brace. I remember that when I was a teacher. A lot of textbooks are released by that company. So this must have been like advertising, or maybe it went with the story in some of their books. But it sold for $8.76. Even the small stuff, y'all. This was a Barbie campfire. I didn't have anything to go with it at the time, so I thought I'll list it because it's easier for me to find something that's listed than it is to try to hunt it down in my unlisted stuff down here. And it sold. I never did find something to put with it. $5.75. Eden Pink Doll Plush. This one has the sleeping eyes. I find this usually a couple of times a year, and it almost always sells for me relatively quickly for like $20 to $25 depending on condition. This one sold for an offer of $20. White Rabbit Plush. This brand, SKM Enterprises, I've picked a couple of things up from them. They take forever. It's not a brand I'm going to continue to pick up unless there's just something about it, you know, that it's a specific, like, I don't know, husky dog or something unique that I'll go ahead and pick up, but definitely not as a rabbit. But it finally sold for $19.96. Spark, Create, Imagine. That's a Walmart brand. This, the dogs do well for me. This one was from 2020. It did have its original paper tag. Sold for $17.95. Alpaca Llama Plush from Inter-American Products, 2017, sold for $11.66. Anytime I find these plush, I pick them up. This is probably maybe the third or fourth one. I think there's another one somewhere in the bags that I picked up at the same time. But these are from Professional Rodeo Bull Riding Association or whatever it is. But this particular plush is called the Bushwhacker. I guess it's the name of the bull. And they sell very well and very quickly. This one sold at my sale price, $35.95. Matthew C. That's the math we use. So I'm assuming this was from our bookcase that I have been selling off. This was the textbook, sold for $22.45. Baby Einstein Zebra Lovey Teether Plush, sold for $8.05. American Girl Doll Dress. I mention quite often I like to pick up doll clothes, especially the American Girl, but even like the Batots and Our Generation and all of that, if I can make lots out of it, and I've got shoes and stuff like that. But definitely the bottles and the shoes and stuff, you know, I like to pick them up. This dress alone sold for $9.86. BKE, it's a brand we find often, I guess, in our area, and we do really well with it, and it sells very quickly. We can pick it up for a couple of dollars, and it usually sells for at least over $20. These were the Peyton bootcut jeans, and they sold for $24.04. In the last month, I have finished inventorying the main side of my inventory storage area. I've still got the other side of the building, but we're actually in the process of trying to figure out to get a heat pump installed in the second side of the building, and I'm going to move everything out there, including the studio and the processing stuff and all of my unlisted inventory. And my basement's going to become a basement again. But I haven't finished inventorying that side. I think I need to do it probably soon, and then we're going to reorganize it. We're going to have to pull so much stuff out of there that needs to come down here, and then get all of this stuff moved over there. Probably later this summer when it's not so hot. But I said all of that because this was one of the last baskets that I had finished inventorying, and I contemplated not leaving this in my inventory because it's just one little building block Jazzwares Peppa Pig figure. I thought, just leave it. Maybe I'll find another one. And it sold. I touched it, I guess. $5.36. More of these Road and Track and other car magazine lots. I had these magazines for over 2 years and just kept procrastinating getting them listed. Finally spent a week or so sorting and listing and taking pictures and everything, and they're selling. These were the Road and Track magazines. I didn't have a whole lot in that time frame, so I just put this from 84 to 91 together. $17.95. I paid $20 for all of them. Kids Preferred. That's another one of those brands. I'm just going to have to start telling myself, unless it's like a Lovey, that no, just no. They just don't sell very quickly for me. These were 2 little poodle dogs attached with a leash, and again, it took forever. $9.86. but it's moving. Here's another one of those patterns. I listed it last year, so when I got a $25 offer on it, you know, at this point I'm ready. I've made tons of profit just wanting to get them gone. So this one I went ahead and accepted a $25 offer. Here's the other pair of Earth Spirit shoes that I sold. This pair sold for $15. Fisher Price Lap Sitter Baby and Doll. I had found the doll either at a yard sale or at the bins. She had too many condition issues. I ended up discarding her, but I kept her dress. And even though it still also had condition issues, I listed it and it sold very quickly for $8.96. White Bear Plush by Dandy International. Again, one of those old listings, $14.36. We just picked these up in the last maybe month or two. Picked up, I want to say 5 or 6 PlayStation 1 games. We paid $1 each for them. They kind of got lost in here, and I just listed them last month. And this one sold for $17.95. It's South Park Chef's Love Shack. Disney Cinderella Wedding Day Barbie. Again, I think I got her at the bins, and her hair was just very neat. The only thing was she didn't have shoes on, and she sold for $35.95. Y'all, these are the thing to be looking for. I didn't know when I showed these in my recent hauls that, actually, I don't even think you guys have seen the hauls yet. They're going to be next week. But they're called Numo. I've never heard of them. But I had this Eeyore and I had a Kermit, and both of them have sold. This one sold for the most. The problem with them was both of them had their tags cut off, so I don't even know what the tags look like. But as soon as I did comps, I knew, dang. If Eeyore had been in, I don't know why I have EEYO at the end. Squirrel, y'all. It just caught my attention. I must have cut something off. That's just weird. Weird. Nevertheless, Eeyore sold for $35.95 instantly. Same day I listed him. And then I think Kermit's either here or he's going to be in the next video. This is a Russ pink and orange panda bear with a chocolate scent. Sold for $8.05. Y'all, I could have sold this for so much more, except had a discolored spot on the back of the dress. Unfortunately, this is definitely a good brand to look for. It's Flax by Jean Englehart. It was a maxi linen dress, and it sold for $25. Duplo, Minnie Mouse, and Figaro cat lot sold for $9.86. I think I just showed you guys this in a recent haul. It was a plastic blow mold type Indian figure, like for a centerpiece at Thanksgiving. Sold for $13.45. It was little, 6.5 inches tall. Another old listing finally sold. This was a Devil Plush by MTY International, and I took a best offer of $22. But my best sell, best sell, this sold. It didn't take very long. My AFMAO Purple Cat Plush from 2016 sold for the full asking price of $99.95. Definitely AFMAO is one of the plush to be looking for. But even those little ones that I've been showing you guys, they don't sell for a whole lot, but they sell quickly. I listed one this morning and I already sold it. Same day. Right? Hope you guys enjoyed this. Hold on. I got to show you my shirt. It's not Life is Good, but I found it at a yard sale. Look, good things happen to babes who hustle. And y'all, I've hustled. As far as my eBay small business, I've hustled the last month trying to just get better, grow. Hopefully this is going to make us grow and make more sales on across all the platforms that we list on, and then have it automatically delisted on by List Perfectly. Right, it's time to get back to work. I think I want to do another video, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.